Hello, Filipa.
Hello, Bella.
Yeah, I'm so happy to sit here with you and have the time to talk about the subject, about Tantra, about life, about you. So thank you for coming here, Filipa Moniz. And also Filipa is one of the teachers who is going to facilitate this year Estonian Tantra Festival. So thank you for coming and bringing the energy here.
Thank you, Bella, for inviting me. It's a pleasure and honor to have a beautiful conversation with you.
Exactly. So I would like to know a lot of things about you and your work and what you have learned about you. But let's dive deeper from the angle of Tantra. So you have been in a Tantra field a lot. You have learned different things. So, but how you entered to Tantra?
I love this question. It's the number one question.
Yeah, you have to warm up a little bit, you know.
So I entered into Tantra in the bedroom.
Wow.
So it was a very maybe cliche eat, pray, love story. It was actually COVID. I moved to Bali. I entered the yoga teacher training. I started having this spiritual awakening. I didn't know anything about anything. Like I didn't know spirituality, I didn't know energy. I never heard about Tantra. I was a corporate manager of a team in a pharmaceutical company in Switzerland. There could not be, I think, more matrix than that. And with lockdown, I decided to enter this yoga teacher training because it was the only thing open in Bali when I was decided to try this nomadic digital life when the world was locked. I thought like, okay, if I need to be locked somewhere, I'll be locked in paradise.
Good idea.
And then everything started changing very fast. So with 1 hour of breathing exercises every day, a couple of hours of yoga, a lot of emotional work, release, somatic work that at the time I didn't even know those terms. I was just experiencing things in my body. At the same time, I also met a beautiful man that starts sharing some very simple, now I know tantric knowledge, but very simple things like teaching me how to breathe slowly during lovemaking, like breathing through a straw, which you know this exercise.
Straw breathing, yes.
And releasing with the sound, just this. And he invited me to let go of the addiction of climax and of orgasming in the way that I knew orgasm. And he started doing massages to me, like very simple massages also, just releasing the tension in the legs, inner thighs, the hips, the belly. And he would do that very often and always before we would make love. And then suddenly I start making love for hours. And I was not really understanding how that was possible, that I was making love for hours and I was having more energy afterwards instead of feeling tired, which was normally the outcome before.
And also for men, usually, what happens.
Yeah, and I saw he was also super energized after lovemaking. I was like, this is strange.
Here I am.
What's this? And he was like, well, this is Tantra. And I was like, what is this thing called Tantra?
So you entered the Tantra and really tasted the Tantra before you know what is the Tantra, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Because then my whole body was full of energy, and this energy after a lovemaking session like that would last for days. Like I would feel like electrified, like orgasmic with everything, with light, with colors, with food, with riding my scooter. I was having orgasms every time there was a bump on the road in Bali. And
but later on you just started to learn what is the Tantra and what is energies and all.
Actually quite a bit later. So this was like 6 months training in the bedroom.
in lockdown.
In lockdown. And I started having also these like visions and healing a lot of emotions. So my orgasms started having different expressions, no? Like I started crying or laughing or all these things. And I realized that a lot of healing work was happening. Like I was opening up more to love and to I don't know, my inner desires and dreams and feeling more confident with pursuing the things I really turned me on in life. And only, like, I would say, probably 1 year later, I went to my first Tantra workshop as a participant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting journey.
Yes.
Usually it's opposite. Like
I
you
know.
go to the workshops, to the courses to learn more, but you really tasted the Tantra before you learned it.
Yes.
Yeah, fascinating.
So when I started going to workshops, then people were explaining verbally the things I had already experienced, and I had no clue what was going on, and I didn't really know who to talk to. And then the whole time I was like, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. Very interesting. So you were in Bali and it was lockdown, and you stayed there and explored the Tantra and your life and your sexual energy, right? But in general, if you look back, so what Tantra has teach you, like in general, if you think about your life at the present moment?
I think the biggest transformation for me was really, I can no longer do things that are not my highest desire and my highest passion and my highest turn on. So I became a turned on woman. And at that moment, after that 6 months, I could no longer go back to a job that was not turning me on anymore. So that was really the big shift. Like, that was with Tantra and the Kundalini awakening, which maybe not for everybody knows what this term is.
Maybe we can come back to that later. It's interesting subject.
But this is like, I live with bliss, and I follow bliss and joy. And I feel like I don't really have an option. Even if it's hard, even if the path to follow this bliss and this joy is it's controversial, I don't have family or old friends support, it's not perhaps financially stable straight away, it's a lot of learning about entrepreneurship and all topics I didn't know anything of. I feel like there's no choice. And
somehow in that point you can feel like really alone, that there was maybe your family or friends, they don't understand you, you have changed. And it can be quite scary in the beginning, right? But
absolutely.
But you were brave and you listened your guidance, inner guidance, right?
Yes.
And you said that there wasn't any other option.
Yes. I started having so strong images during my meditations and during lovemaking, really tapping into old ancient powers of past lives, having very clear visions of rituals, of sexually healing rituals with men, with women, and I could not really talk to these things in this way with family or friends, but I could just explain that I had to do something different with my life, and once I stopped resisting it, I found much bigger peace inside of me, because this transition for a long time I was still trying to do both lives, like the old life and the new life in part-time. But it didn't last very long.
You listened your heart guidance. That's very beautiful. But I know that Tantra is considered a lot of with body, like body awareness and sensations, but also it's linked to our emotions and mindset. Do you see any shift or change? Like, or maybe you want to describe how your mindset and emotions changed, or what happened in that level as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, for sure, the biggest change was the discovery of the polarity of the inner masculine and inner feminine, and how strong I was actually in my inner masculine, and how my inner feminine, I was so afraid of it. I was really afraid of being a feminine woman, actually, and to not in control, to be vulnerable, to really be heart opening, to allow myself to fall in love with someone that is stronger than me, or more intelligent than me, or more wealthy than me. Or so I always felt like in my relationship dynamics I was always
On the top?
on the top, exactly. And with Tantra I changed so much that shift happened, and the type of men that start coming into my life and into my field completely changed. Yeah.
So I think like a lot of women now thinking, so what is the inner masculine and inner feminine work? Maybe from your perspective, would you like to describe your journey, how it was for you, for example? You a little bit opened it up, but like if we go a little bit for the details, because the details are always so interesting, especially like for me.
Yeah,
I
of
really
course. Yeah, I think when we enter this world, we start having a vocabulary that it's
we
so
even know,
technical.
We even don't know before.
Exactly. So it's so abstract for someone that has not entered this path yet. Of course. So let me give you an example. When I was this successful manager at in Switzerland company on a research site with 10,000 people, I had all my lunches booked for networking with senior people, with important people I wanted to meet for 2 months. So if someone wanted, a friend of mine would say, let's have lunch one day, I said, look in my calendar, but I think the next available slot is in 2 months. So my life was really planned. I knew where I was going, I had an aim, I knew how much my salary should increase by the end of the year. I knew like what would be the next step or career move. I knew everything. I was always aiming to grow and expand. And of course, it's exciting to be surrounded in a big place with very intelligent, ambitious people.
And you have a fame and everything.
And it's the adrenaline. So I was living on this perhaps very masculine effect of the adrenaline, of like this, maybe even more this solar dynamic, that every day you arrive, you wake up in the morning, you work very hard the whole day, and then you arrive at night and you're really tired. And I was very disconnected from my feminine body. I was also taking contraception, which I think actually is a big shift, because the hormones, the feminine hormones, don't really have the opportunity to act so much on the body. And this completely changed. So I also started learning to listen when I'm tired. I also had the financial and space and time and freedom to not really have to work for 1 to 2 years. So I allowed this transition to happen in a more smooth way. And I started listening. So I would just do things when I would feel energy. I would rest when I didn't feel energy. And I started not planning so much. I allowed space for me to be invited to things instead of me always planning.
Approaching
and chasing either people, relationships, projects, dreams. I allowed invitations also for collaborations to come, invitations to spend time with people in beautiful places. I started being invited to very luxurious situations in Bali from different friends, and I would say those are the small details on how the shifts are happening. And then the bigger shift was when I had my first romance with a actually very grounded, very strong masculine man that I felt very safe and that had this provider energy, which I never experienced before, because with all my partners before, normally we were very similar financially, paying everything kind of 50-50, or I had more money and I was providing a bit more. And the first time I had this very strong masculine figure by my side that was saying, please stop paying, this is not your role, I want to do it.
I want to provide, right?
Yes, and he had a lot more money than me. He's a very successful man. There was something in me that relaxed. I surrendered. And about 1 week, 2 weeks later, about this like process of I could feel in the body, I start for the first time having an interesting relationship with children.
Okay.
Before, children were always like annoying little creatures around that made noise. Like I had zero interest in ever thinking about being a mother. And then suddenly all the children were starting to come to me and playing with me, and I was starting to enjoy and feeling flirty with them and playful, and I started thinking, oh, maybe it would be like under these conditions where I feel safe and supported, maybe I could consider being a mother. Maybe it could be a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's quite big shift. But was it difficult for you? Because a lot of women, like especially in Estonian, they describe that they are like strong women who need to take care of the children, take care of the house, you know, the family, go to the work. And I also think it's too much for women. Very often it's too much, but they are forced to do that. So, and they also share that when they relax and surrender, it's so difficult. Was it for you also like difficult to surrender that the provider, that king who was by your side?
It was confusing for my mind at the beginning, I have to admit. It still is sometimes, I would say. Out of this fear of being perceived as someone that wants to take advantage of something, which I don't like to be, but I learned how to surrender and to actually allow myself to receive, and now when I receive with a big thank you. But yes, the transition was not easy, I would say, and learning how to relax. So I think because I had the time and what my very inner masculine had provided for myself, then actually my inner feminine could relax for this 1 year to 2 years. Actually, I would say I went to the opposite extreme. So the pendulum really swinged the other way.
What happened?
And I became devoid of drive. So I was very unambitious. I just wanted to have a very simple life. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to have any meetings. I didn't want to have any structure. I didn't want to have any plans. I just wanted to lay on the pool in a resort in Bali for months and do nothing. And I just wanted to dance and eat healthy food and make love. And that's kind of what I did for a while. I only did those 3 things.
And so you went to opposite of the scale. Yeah. But it's very often I hear for women speaking about that, but also, as you said, it's not like balanced in the way.
Yeah.
Because we need some kind of, let's say, goal in our life. What is the goal, where we are going, what we want to achieve, what we want to explore. I have a lot thought about that, because I also like run a businesses. I'm organizing the festival. I have family, so how to find the balance? And I know that if I'm like chilling on the pool like 2 years, I'm not satisfied. And when I'm like so goal oriented, I'm also not satisfied. So what do you think? What is the the golden rule?
Yeah.
To be a woman? And it's very interesting question for me, because you are also coming from business side. You have been there. So what do you think? What we need for women to stay in balance, and where is the sweet spot to really not to lose the femininity inside? Do you know? Have you thought about that?
It's a great question. I think. I'm constantly on the path of discovering what's the answer to that question. I think all of us need to find our own middle path. And for me, it has been the path of choosing my business, which is also my life mission, has my prayer and my meditation and my personal development path. So I don't expect, which I had this extreme feminine phase where I was expecting like, God, now I chose my life mission, so everything should come to me. Like, the financial part, the wisdom, the teachers, the mentors, everything should just come to me because I chose. And yeah, that didn't really happen. So
it's very good that you say out it loud, because I think there is still some people who believe that. I don't believe, because I also do something for that. Yeah, please.
So yeah, learning that also doesn't work. Yeah. I choose to embrace, now I'm in the phase of embracing back my beautiful inner masculine drive and structure and goal-oriented and financial planning and everything. So I choose to bring that knowledge, that wisdom, and not being scared of it, because for a long time I was scared of going back into it and losing myself again into it. Is bringing it and putting it into the train tracks for what I'm excited about, what turns me on, what is my dreams. So it's kind of like the dance of the dream and the passion and the visions and the love and the care with, okay, how are we going to execute? What's the next event? What's the next marketing strategy? What's the next collaboration? What's the next online course I want to bring it alive? What do I need? Do I need to editing skills? Do I need someone that's going to do it for me, etc., etc.? And I think for each of us, we need to find, each woman has inside her own inner middle path, and I think it comes in, like when we get to the details, it comes also with a lot of details in daily life. Like I choose to do feminine practices, like dancing and being playful and hanging out with other women. And I also choose to go to the gym and do more physical work with my body and stay strong, work on my muscles. Also sit in meditation in stillness, which is quite a masculine practice. So I feel like balancing these two sides really helps me. Also, like the way I choose to dress. Today I choose to wear a dress.
You look very beautiful.
In like this beautiful, this color that makes me feel like a priestess. Excellent. So then I invite this energy today for our conversation. But if tomorrow I feel like I really want to get stuff done, maybe I'll wear pants. And straight away when I wear pants, I feel more in my power in terms of execution. So I think all these little things in life that we can, when you learn to appreciate the subtleties, then you can more easily navigate the middle way for each of us. And
yeah, it's very beautiful. How do you describe it? That you have the frame, you have the structure, but you follow the energy, you follow the passion, you follow the what sparks you. So I think it's beautiful combination. Thank you for sharing that and for bringing it up, because if you do it like mechanically, like waking up and like going and doing, it's not right. But where to find the balance, and also to bring these small details in our everyday life, how to be in this feminine energy. So I see that you have the skills. But if you jump back again to the Tantra, and Tantra says that our body is the temple. So, what was the biggest experience what you learned about your body?
Great question. I think, I'm sure actually the biggest lesson is that all my body is orgasmic, and that I can move energy in my body, and that actually the moment I let go in sexuality from focusing in my clitoris, which was the place I have been taught and I saw in movies and books and pornography, whatever, that's the point that turns on a woman. When I actually let go of that physical location has a point of access to pleasure, and I actually start literally avoiding it. So I start telling my lovers or my partner that I did not want to be directly stimulated on the clitoris. I wanted to be stimulated all over the body, and I start learning also how to touch myself and self-pleasure myself all over the body. I discovered a whole new universe, like a whole new way of pleasure, of feeling and being in life that was completely numb before, that I didn't have access to. I mean, the body was physically here, but I didn't know how to.
You didn't feel it. You wasn't embodied. But and there are a lot of women who have that same thing, that they don't feel anything and they are numb, and sometimes they even don't have the clitoral orgasm. So I don't know, maybe you want to share the story or give some tips for women from where to start, how to, because I believe that our bodies, as we are women, are orgasmic, and we can have pleasure, like self-pleasure, or when we are like having sex with our partner. So where to start, and maybe give some your tips. You just described in the beginning so beautifully how you just entered to this tantric bliss suddenly. So you know how it do it. Let's share this knowledge with us.
Sure, yeah, pleasure to talk about it. So, I mean, I think every woman has their own path, right? So I'm just sharing from my path.
Yes, sure.
For me, it was very interesting because I had like this jacuzzi bathtub at home growing up. So I loved it.
Me too, I love jacuzzis.
But yeah, there was a very strong jet in that pool. So I used to play a lot with this. And I didn't even know that this was, I was doing something like a feminine tantric practice, but actually I used to relax all the area around the vulva, around the vagina, with this water jet. So I feeling like my body in the water. So I was very relaxed, very, I don't know, in my element in some way. And learning how to, give these nourishing and pleasurable things to my body was the way it opened up as a teenager without even knowing anything about Tantra. So that's, I think, the base where I start from. So where my clitoris got alive, where I start being turned on as a teenager very much all the time. And there was this fire inside of me that I allowed it to be cultivated. And
what also happened in this situation and in the water, you get relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah, you're a little bit like floating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this is the key, right? Is like combining the arousal and the excitement with relaxation, which was also my access to orgasmic, full body orgasmic tantric practices. Was every time I feel the arousal, instead of tensing the body from the and then exploding, is actually feeling the arousal and then letting go and relaxing, and feeling another wave and relaxing, and it feels like it actually builds up the expansion, the aliveness, the excitement builds up without exploding, with just feeling more and more and more. And this, this combination really opens a lot of possibilities. And and I would say other body practices around sensuality have really helped me to open the body. So in my case was Latin dances, partner dances, things that allow me to feel other people without being any social pressure for it to develop into a sexual act. So I think those kind of practices, it does not have to be Latin dances, I think it can be a lot of different things, really help me to connect. And then nowadays, one of my favorite practices, now that I have more tools and more knowledge, is to use glass wands. So I do a lot of massages to myself, both in my yoni and in my anus, to relax all the muscles. Because And I love to teach these practices to women of giving healing yoni massage to each other, because it has been very powerful for me whenever I received it. And I received it normally in the context of a Tantra teacher training or a female group or this kind of very priestess temple-like spaces where women help to heal each other. And these internal massages in the yoni really helped me to relax and awaken the inner wall of the vagina and all the different points inside the vagina that have so much pleasure. And I mean, there's one specific practice that is called the yoni mapping, where you discover, like, you go slowly, first just one part of the finger, second, third, and you go around like a clock. And for the first time I received this, and I was astonished that so many different points inside my internal wall of the vagina were completely numb. Like I literally did not know where the finger was. Or sometimes I was guessing where the finger was and was completely wrong.
And sometimes these spots can be quite painful as well. Yeah.
Painful, exactly. Yeah, I did feel this, that there was like this numbness, and then at some point there was uncomfort, and then there was pain, and then when it was kind of released in some way, in whatever, crying or whatever, emotions, allowing emotions to come, then I could start feeling something more. And opening to pleasure. Same with the cervix. Whenever I would make love as a young adult, very often the cervix was very painful because I didn't know, like, it was too deep, too strong, and these self massages with the glass wands, and also massages with an actual lingam, with an actual penis inside of me. So, like, if I'm making love with my partner and I ask him to stop and pause, and I move myself with my hips, and I start like gently positioning in different and feeling different parts inside. This has really helped my whole system to relax and to open up these pleasure points that are so beautiful.
So you bring up the relaxation. Very often we are so tense. We are tense in a yoni area, or we are tense in a muscle area, all over the body. So we need to relax, right? Also, another like important zone is a breast, woman breast. And I have teach women that if you want to open up your body, you need to awaken your breast. How you resonate with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I love breast massages. I even have a friend, she's amazing, she's called Viv, a Tantrica too. She says that her number one recommendation for male clients is, if you have an argument with your, so I'm quoting her, if you have an argument with your woman, give it 3 to 4 business days and offer her a breast massage. And everything else will be fine afterwards. You will be able to have a conversation again from a much more stable place. So yeah, for sure. I mean, I love the breast massage, breast touch, touching myself in front of the mirror, looking at them.
So you take time for that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We need to take time also for that.
Yes.
It's not just happening, right?
Yes.
Or it happens. For you it happened in the beginning, but to keep that aliveness in the body.
I mean, it is a constant reminder. It's also very easy for me to go into more masturbation-like practices where I'm like, oh, I would be so nice to just now have a very quick orgasm, which I do sometimes, and it's great. But yeah, it takes this extra reminder that, I want to touch myself and feel myself as I would like someone else to be touched. And I know it works. Like, the more I do it to myself, the more I receive it from the outside world.
Yeah. And what I also hear in your sharing is that you take responsibility for your pleasure, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
You want to open up that subject as well, because a lot of women think that their partner needs to fulfill their needs in a way.
Yes.
Or opposite.
Yeah, and it's absolutely, and it starts, I think, with this, that we can tie together. It starts for me with this piece of relaxation. So, for example, in Bali, I also discovered yoni steaming, which is just literally you are sitting down on a chair, you have a steam with beautiful herbs, and you have a chair with the open, and you just receive this beautiful warm water with herbs. And I realized that after each session of that, I was like totally open. I was like, I want to make love right now. And so I learned that, yeah, this is also something I can give to myself and I can give to my relationship. So I can come to intimacy, to a date where I prepare myself. And it does not have to be yoni steaming. There's not just one way to do things. But there is this responsibility also on from what place do I come when I come to meet with someone I want to have an intimacy. So even if I'm not ready, because I have my busy life, busy work, then I take the time to get ready. Or I change my clothes, or I put some makeup on, or I do a meditation, or I light some candles, or I make a prayer, or I go to buy flowers for myself, or I do
switch from one energy to another energy, right?
Yes.
And it's so important. You tune in to this meeting, let's say. And this is your responsibility.
So
right?
I take responsibility to be in the right relaxation, as much as possible, of course, place to meet. And also during the actual practice and intercourse and foreplay and all of that, I express what I like. I think that has been also a big thing, is to say, I would love to have this right now. I would love that. And when something feels good, to really say it out loud. Oh my God, that feels amazing.
And your partner also feels like safe, that he knows what you are missing that point, or what is your desire at that moment.
Yes.
As well. Yeah.
Yes. And has equally important to also say the things that don't feel so good. So I learned that also that I give also this safety to my partner if I also share with him the things that don't feel good, that he thinks that I'm having pleasure because maybe his ex-girlfriend liked it, or because in a porn movie the girl liked it, or whatever. So I think I always like this analogy, like no one wants to go to a date night with someone that does not want to be there. So you much rather know the truth that that person does not want or does not like that. So and that brings trust, no? Brings like, you know that if you are there, it's a full yes. So I bring that to the bedroom, that analogy, that the more I say the things that I also don't like or don't feel in a specific moment, the more trust there is in this interaction. And I also ask and hope that my partner can do that to me, because also if he tells me the things he doesn't like, then it gives me trust that when I'm doing something that feels good, it's a full yes and it's an honest yes.
Yeah, that's so important. But Filipa, if we compare like energetic orgasms and like physical orgasms, what is the main difference? Would you like to describe in your experiences? Because everybody has different experiences.
Yeah. So an energetic orgasm, they normally, for me, are very long, and it feels like an implosion instead of an explosion. They come in waves, and they have a variety of expressions. Sometimes it's just my heart bursting open, and I'm like, in total like status of like not numbness, but like stillness, because I'm just feeling so much I cannot move, and I feel like some sort of oneness with life and with nature and with everything. Sometimes it feels like electricity all over my body. It feels tingling. Very often for me I have these spasms,
So or like shaking or
waves coming, which I can, this kind of energetic movement, orgasmic, I can give to myself almost all the time. Like I could do it right now if I wanted to, or I can, sometimes I do it in whatever, in bed when I wake up or at night when I do.
You
So
can
it's like,
cultivate it on your own.
Yes. And sometimes this orgasmic, energetic orgasm is also just a burst of emotions. So, and then, it takes me to very, vulnerable emotional places. So I would say the main difference is that they are longer and they are diverse. And they are not like this rush that is like off in 2 seconds. It's like a peak, like a spike, right? It's like something that's more like...
And it's more like subtle. You have to be more present, right? At least what I feel. And relaxed. And it's so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that every woman can experience orgasm, this kind of energetic orgasms?
100%. Every woman and every man.
Very beautiful. Yeah. But before we finish our interview, Filipa, you're coming from country where is a warm weather, where is a fado, where is emotions, where is a national food, bacalhau, and good wine. And you are here in a small country, Estonia. Why? Why you are here?
I love this question. Well, starting because of you and all this beautiful community that you have in Estonia. This tantric community really touched my heart so deeply when I came last year to your festival in Estonia, and I mean,
it was your first time in Estonia?
It was the first day in Estonia. It was the first Tantra Festival. I never been here before. Yeah, and I felt seen. I felt appreciated in my work. I felt I belonged. I felt I had many inspiring teachers around me that knew a lot of things I don't know. So I was not alone, which is very much what I was feeling in Portugal. I didn't have so many, almost nobody at my level of depth and tantric practices and dedication to this lifestyle, let's call it like that. And here I feel it's like Disneyland in a way. It's like so much option. It's like so many amazing teachers around. It's like my inner child is so happy to have all these inspiring people to learn from. Have a lot of people that are already on the path. So your festival was 370 people sold out. I was like, wow. It's a lot of people that are dedicated to bringing something deeper into their life or into their relationship. And then the other point that the festival had, like almost half of the festival was couples, and I could feel this energy in the room and in the space where this was very unique. I never seen this in any tantric community around the world. Very often tantric communities are more around single people, and here there was again this depth and this maturity in the field of people that, no, this is just something that is part of our life. We are a couple, we have been doing something in Tantra for, maybe we started 10 years ago. We are not, many people, they are not Tantra teachers like us, right? But they keep coming back for something that nourishes their relationship and allows them to go deeper. So that's the number one reason, community. Community at the level of teachers and at the level of general practitioners. And then I fell in love also with the nature, the forests, the seasons, the incredible diversity of light between summer and winter, the snow,
I remember when you were looking at the snow.
Yes.
The first snow in Estonia. Yes.
Yes, it's so many. And then Tallinn is incredible, has a European capital that is small enough that life can be so simple, no? Like I can go everywhere by a small boat ride or a tram. It's so efficient, public transportation. I can walk everywhere. It feels like life is more at ease and people are more peaceful. And there's this quality of silence.
Yes.
Which I love. It's so refreshing and also the quality of depth. Like it's so funny. Like the other day, I had this women entrepreneurs group, and a new woman arrived. She sat next to me, and I was like, "You are Estonian," and she was like, "How do you know?" And I'm like, she asked like, "Do I look like?" I was like, to be honest, I don't know if you look like, because I don't know enough like how to distinguish different like people around this side of the world, this side of Europe. But I said, but you have this energetic depth. And she was like, I think I agree with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. And you're also bringing your knowledge to this year Estonian Tantra Festival. You are teaching and sharing your knowledge in our festival. What we actually created together. You are also co-hosting the Instagram lives for this year. So I'm so excited that we are doing it together, and I'm so happy that you are here in Estonia, because I think you also bring something to Estonian people and you are awakening them up in a different way. So thank you for coming here. Thank you for staying here in Estonia and sharing your knowledge, and it was a pleasure to have the talk with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bella, for inviting me, for everything, for this conversation, for the festival, for friendship, for being in my life.
Yes.
It's great. Pleasure to have fun with you.
Me too. Thank you.